Hi, welcome to another edition of the Artist Loud Facebook Live. I love coming here and just, getting a chance to meet different artists every time. And today we have somebody who definitely is much, much more than just an artist. And, today we, of course, see a lot of artists who are multifaceted and, they're literally managing multiple careers. And our guest today is one such person. So I'm extremely delighted to introduce Miss Devangi Dalal.
I
Hi, Devangi, how are you doing?
good, fine.
Yeah, so I mean, like I said, I think it's very interesting, that when you meet someone who is on a platform for music but has so much more to offer. And in your case, specifically, because as a profession, you also are an audiologist and a speech therapist, which I think is like the foundation of being a singer and a vocalist. So first of all, welcome to Artist Loud Facebook Live. So thank you so much for coming over.
Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah. So Devangi, you released a song through our platform called Radha Chali. So I'd
Yeah.
like to actually start, with that. I mean, how did that song come about? And for someone who has been more of a professional in the, speech training and audiology department, uh, of course it's obvious that that you would apply it to yourself, but how did the song come about? That's the interesting angle.
There is a very interesting story behind it.
Okay.
I've been working for the hearing impaired children, and
Okay.
while being into this profession, I got little chance to learn, about the classical music. And when I was learning about classical music, the teacher, she taught me this particular, Darshana De Ghanashyama. So in that, there were two lines that. Uh, about dealing with the handicapped people. So द्वार दया का जब तू खोले पंचम सुर में गूंगा बोले अंधा देखे लंगड़ा चलकर पहुंचे काशी रे. So I mean that thought process gave me an idea that why don't I work with all the handicapped together and give them a platform. So 2 years back we came up with the fashion show for all the handicapped people together, and
Okay.
made them walk on the stage. I was working with the Leo Club of Jew youngsters, and we thought and we came up with this idea. And we trained all the all the this specially able children, and they walked on the stage with so much confidence. And that time, once it got over, everybody appreciated this one blind girl. I was talking to her and I told her that, how did you feel it, so she just commented that, we can't see but we can hear, and we
Right.
have been hearing that, people walk on the stage, and they dress up nicely. And I could never imagine me walking on the stage. I can just hear it. And this during this pandemic, I was working with a lot of handicapped children, and they was finding so much difficulty. And we all were also very scared about this pandemic, sitting at home.
Right.
In fact, I was at home for 2 months. I didn't move out at all, in the beginning, the first when lockdown happened. So we were like, struggling, how we will overcome it. And this children, from the time they are born, they are struggling for everything.
Right.
And this particular thought process, what that girl told me, it was there in my mind. And during this pandemic, suddenly, the thought process came that I should write about this spreading positivity. And I think the positivity best you get from this, seeing this specially able children, how they are struggling. And I
Right.
started writing blogs, and in blogs I started also reading Bhagavad Gita. And I'm very big fan of Lord Krishna. Like, I believe that today whatever I am is because of Krishna. So I wanted to give that devotion, as that blind girl told me that, you can just see, you cannot see, but you can hear. So I think God is not there in front of us. We can't see him, but we can hear him. And I think music is the best thing, to exchange, our faith towards the Lord Krishna. So that's how, this thought process came in my mind, that I should write as a gratitude and to devotion to Krishna. And just this thought process came in mind. And apart from that, Radha Krishna is one such entity, who believes
Yes,
and who shows the path of love.
yes,
We are
yes.
born in this world. I'll tell you one more story I would like to share with the audience.
Of
That
course.
there was one boy who was trained by me, and we visited uh, one art exhibition. And the teacher was very curious because this deaf child was asking a lot of questions. So she asked that, what is your name and where do you stay? So he said, my name is this, and I stay on this earth. So when he said that, on this earth, the teacher immediately reacted. Why did you say that? Because generally you say you live in Andheri, Santa Cruz. Like, since I'm
Correct.
in Mumbai, so he
Right.
said, my teacher has taught me that I stay in Andheri. Andheri comes in Mumbai. Mumbai comes in Maharashtra. Maharashtra comes in India. India comes on Asia. Asia comes on the world map, and world is on the earth. And I have to prove my existence on this earth. And I was
Wow.
like amazed to see his answer.
Yeah,
And I
that's really
thought that,
profound.
being a deaf child, he's trying to prove his existence. Why not we also try to prove our existence? And
Correct.
that's how all this thought process, came up with the idea that I should write something about spreading love. So this all Radha Chali is just a love and happiness to be shared.
So you know what? Before we even speak any further, it'd be great if you could just sing a couple of lines of it.
Sure, this is for the audience, and this is just to spread love and happiness.
Yes, of course.
राधा चली पन घट पर, भोर भयो सो लागे। राधा चली पन घट पर, भोर भयो सो लागे। बांसुरी काना की सुर रे लावे, बांसुरी काना की सुर रे लावे। छेड़ जाते दिल तार धागे। राधा चली पन घट पर, भोर भयो सो लागे। राधा चली पन घट पर। Thank you so much, my audience, for listening me through this song.
So sweet. That's so sweet. So tell me, I mean, you've been an audiologist, you've been doing speech therapy, you've been working with handicapped children. Um, what do you feel is missing in today's, when you look at people around you, how do you think people react, when it comes to especially handicapped children, and how could you help them understand how to interact with them?
Before I give you an answer, I would also like to thank Lalit Pandit ji, because when I wrote this song and went to meet him, and he really loved the song, and he said, definitely, I will make a music for it. And
Okay.
after making a music, he said, you are audiologist, you are a speech therapist, you know how
Right.
to, you have been training the professional voice users. Why don't you only sing? And I
Okay.
said, I have never sang before. So he said, we will help you for that. And I think the Lalit Pandit ji, thank you so much. And the whole team, they literally, encouraged me, like how I encouraged my handicapped children to do something. I felt the similar thing, and they literally worked hard and, made me sing this song. So I would like to
Awesome.
thank Lalit Pandit ji for the same. And of course, now I come to your answer. Uh, what is that, we know that we have specially able children who are blind, who are deaf, who are physically handicapped, or who are mentally challenged. Today what we are missing is that we have a lot of misconceptions, and a lot of things which we are not aware about it. Like, just take an example that, I'm dealing with a hearing impaired children, and in other countries, the moment baby is born, they are screened for the hearing. And in our country we have not yet started mandatory. It's happening in some of the hospitals now. Doing that from last 15 years, they are able to reduce the percentile by say 20 to 40 percentage. So the moment you find out that the child is having hearing problem, within 6 months you can fit them a hearing aid, so their auditory memory period goes less, and they can overcome their hearing difficulties. Now today technology is advanced everywhere, but when it comes to using a hearing aids for the hearing impaired children, the technology we are still not implementing. Otherwise, today the technology has come up so well in the hearing aids and the cochlear implants that deaf, I mean the hearing impaired people can hear like near normal. So if we start giving hearing aid to their requirement in early age by 6 months, then they can bring up, or they can come up like a normal children. They can have a normal education, normal higher education. So somewhere every aspect of dealing with specially able children, we are still not having information. We are not aware about it. I think awareness is the need today. If we start all working about it, exchanging information, this people can be helped, people can be helped in this way. So I think then a lot of people will come forward, because we have a lot of people to come forward and help. We just that need to be aware about it. So I think this
Correct.
is the major
Yeah.
area one should work on it.
Yeah. So I was reading a little about you, and I read that you've also helped, popular vocalists like, or even I think voiceover talent like Pratap Sharma, Harish Bhimani, all of these people. So, just from my understanding, or even the audience's understanding, how do you train, or how do you help someone who is taken voiceover as a career? Or can you actually convert anybody into a voiceover artist?
That's an interesting question. I think each and every individual on this earth have a potential. We have a potential. It just we need to use it in the best of the manner. I was lucky to work with
Hi,
Mr. Prashant.
Devangi. I think your connection has is lost. Yeah, hi. Can you
Yeah,
hear me?
yeah,
Hi.
I can.
Yeah.
So this is a very interesting thing. I've been very lucky to work with Mr. Pratap Sharma and Harish Bhimani for the voice workshop, and you have a good voice, but to maintain a good voice is also equally important. So they train you, for the voice modulations, and how to give a diction, and how to work on it, how to present yourself and everything. But there is also a medical aspect behind that, to have a good voice and maintain it. Today all the professional voice users have so much communication demands. Sometimes they don't just take care. There are small thing which needs to be taken care. I mean, today if you see, Lata ji has such a beautiful voice. Over the years she has been maintaining so well. So how that maintenance has happened, so we as a professionals, we guide them, how to take care of your voice, if you have any difficulty, how to overcome that, and how to maintain it. So this is something, working with them, I have been doing with all the professional voice artists. And of course, when you teach them, you also learn.
Right, of course. No, but tell me something, Devangi. You said you'd been in this line for the last 30 years. How did you recognize it within yourself that this is something that I want to pursue and make it my career, and now actually, build it as something which becomes a business? So, what was the journey? I mean, where did it start from?
Actually, it was totally destined. It was unaccepted. I mean, actually, from the childhood, I wanted to become a doctor, general surgeon. But
Okay.
because of not getting proper percentage according to Bombay, of course, I was getting out of Bombay, but I never wanted to leave my parents and go. So I
Right.
wanted to select and be here with my parents, because I feel the parents. Assistance is very much necessary in your life.
Of
They
course.
groom you.
Of course.
So I was getting admission out of Bombay, but I didn't take it, and then I decided to pursue. And of course, I wanted to become doctor, so something related to paramedical, I can pursue. And I actually applied for a lot of like homeopathic, pharmacy, engineering, and microbiology, and everywhere. And somehow I got first in micro, and somehow I didn't like it, to work with it. And then I got a call from occupation therapy. I visited the department, and I was not sure whether I want to do it or not. And that time, I went for the interview, and he asked me that there is going to be one seat vacant in audiology and speech therapy, and would you like to go for it? And actually, I didn't know ABC about it.
Okay, that's interesting.
But the interesting part was there were only 10 seats in Bombay at that time, and altogether there were around 65 seats in all over India. So I thought that this is something challenging which I don't know. Let me work on it and try to do best. And I did get admission into it, and just one semester getting over 2 3 days before that. So it was very challenging for me to work and learn about audiology and speech pathology. But then once I got interested into it, the best thing was I was from a vernacular medium. So in Nair Hospital where I was studying, the people coming from the lower socioeconomic, so I needed to speak in Hindi, Marathi, Gujarati, and I knew so many languages. So the practical experience in college I got very good, and I think that made me better professional. And then of course I passed, and I started working with Dr. Jan Gandhi, with whom I've been working from last 30 years. I joined Dr. Bhavanatkar. She was running an institute for hearing impaired, and then both of them gave a lot of inspiration, lot of challenges in front of me, and I could do it. And I kept on improving myself, went to a lot of conferences, learning. And when I saw that by using my skills, I am able to help hearing impaired person to become normal,
Right. Right.
and so why not I do more. So that's how the journey started, and like it's just going on.
No, that's amazing. I think sometimes, when we face failures, or we face disheartenment, then we feel, nay, you're not getting what you want. You don't realize that actually something better and something that's actually meant for you is right there. And if you just let life, kind of go with you, or you go with life, you'll realize that it actually is meant in a very different way from what you envision. You mentioned, Devangi, that you're currently running an establishment called Hearing Hearts, and I'd love for you to talk a little about that. What's the agenda behind that
So
space?
during this pandemic, writing a spreading positivity book, and then I also write, every Sunday article in one of the newspaper, and where I feel that a lot of problems are there and a lot of solutions are there for it. And of course, the main, you know, the knowledge which I have got is reading the religious books, so spirituality. So, and you use in practicality, it's a mixed approach, spirituality and practicality. So when I was writing that, people have come forward and asked me a lot of questions, that we have finding difficulty, we don't know where to go about. So I felt that somewhere we as an individual needs to balance our mental and physical health, and to maintain the physical and mental health you need to have that right awareness and direction. So during this pandemic, I thought that let's do something which can help people, the society at large. Of course, I was helping hearing impaired people. We run a foundation, Josh, where we have helped till now 1,300 underprivileged children. But this is something which I felt the need was there, whether you are a special person or a normal person. So Hearing Hearts is the organization where we professionals are working together. I have a team of people. We have audiologists, we have a speech therapist, we have a psychologist, we have occupation therapist, physiotherapist, dietitian. So we all work together to help the people. Like if any child needs any difficulty in any areas, we try to help them out. So this is a new venture which we have designed to help the people and show them the right direction.
And is this something that people can reach out even digitally? Because I mean, even doctors through this whole pandemic have had to give medical advice literally online. So, is that something that you have built, or someone needs to come to your office and
So
then,
ideally, of course, physical connection is always better, because then we know exactly, any skills. If you are not able to do it, of course, we take all the precautions in the clinic. But of course, somebody who is like, not willing to do, we also help them digitally.
right,
But I always feel that, physical helps the best, because then actually what is happening. Sometimes the parents and child's behavior, when we they observe, we come to know what happening, at home, what difficulties they are going through. So on a virtual way, we may not notice all those things. So I think
right,
always the physical connection works better, and I think we will overcome the pandemic very soon. So
yeah,
I hope we'll be able to help more people. And it's just a new. We have just started 1 month back. Before this, my song got launched. So
right.
yeah, we still have to reach to people about it.
No, that's great, and I hope this session that we've done, kind of reaches more people's ears, and they get to know about your song as well as about your organization. I think, Devangi, what you're doing is extremely impressive and very very. It's amazing because not only are you doing something that you've been doing for the last 30 years, but you literally found your calling, but you're also doing something which people will remember for you for, and I think that's what everybody should do, look at doing things which they'll be remembered for even after, their lifetime, in that sense. What's the roadmap for you going further? I mean, of course, Hearing Hearts like you said, it's 1 month old, so it's got a long way to go. But are you going to be doing more music? Is Lalitji going to be composing more stuff?
Yeah, music, of course. It's a best thing to reach to the god, the Lord Krishna. And I think Lord Krishna loves the music. So this was my first attempt to show a gratitude towards him. I think today what I am is because of his blessings and my parents' blessings. And I think everybody on this earth, have a blessings of God, parents. We have a education system which is helping us to grow. We have a community where we live, and we have our country, who is supporting us, and we have our own self confidence. And I think every individual need to use that self confidence in the right direction and in the right way. And
Right.
of course, through my writing, through my music, through my singing, if I can do that, I will try to do as much as possible. And of course, Lalit Pandit ji has helped me. I wrote one other Leo anthem when I was working with youngsters, and that also very well accepted. So I think I will try my best. I don't promise how much I will do, but then whatever I do, I will do my best.
That's brilliant. That is amazing. It was a real pleasure actually talking to you, Devangi, and I wish you all the best. And I
Thank
really
you.
hope that more people get to know about your platform and are able to use it to, benefit themselves. But all the best and more power to you.
Thank you so much for inviting me, and I would like to thank audience for listening my song. And through this song, I want you all to spread happiness, so that we can help each other, we can share the kindness, and especially kindness to all the specially able children. I think the world will become more beautiful if we will help them, and if we will make them a part of our society. So this song is totally dedicated to my specially able children, and I hope you all enjoy. And I wish that more and more people we can help. And thank you so much for inviting me.
Most welcome and thank you. Take care.
Bye
Bye.
bye.